What was that mic check? Spider-Man was denied a bank loan.
Yes.
And what did you say?
I said Batman came back and his ass whooped.
By who, Bane?
Superman.
We might lose some followers on that one, boy.
Nah, hell no. We have to show them that we have other interests outside, you know?
You're right. But people get sensitive about their comics, man.
I don't know, man. I don't know how many DC fans there are. I usually know Marvel fans.
You'd be surprised, actually.
I do like Wonder Woman, though.
Yeah, Wonder Woman is
Why do you like Wonder Woman?
She's a wonder.
She's a wonder. I was going to say
That's
an
an easy freaking cop out.
I was going to say
What's her name? Gal Gadot.
Always, whenever I see her name, I think about Mortal Kombat. You remember the character Noob Saibot?
No, who's that?
You don't remember Noob Saibot?
Hell no.
Tell me you know Mortal Kombat, please.
I know Mortal Kombat.
What character do you know outside of Sub-Zero and
Sub-Zero.
Scorpion?
Sub-Zero.
Exactly.
That's my favorite character.
You don't know Mortal
That's
Kombat.
my favorite fucking character.
Who was the boss?
Who's what's him? Shaolin, something like that.
See, he don't know Mortal Kombat.
Just disappointed. Big Joe. Like, I love Mortal Kombat. Wait a minute.
I like the movie, man. And I was scared of the video games as a kid. It'd give me nightmares.
Why, 'cause it was too gory?
I had a recurring dream that Scorpion would kill me. I was 8 years old, and he killed me every time in my dream. It used to nightmares, and I used to just run down the hall and hop in bed with my mom.
Is this why you don't like scary movies?
Nah, scary movies just a whole nother thing. Like, I just don't like being scared like that.
Get
like,
over here.
Like, that shit's just creepy to me, so that's why I don't fuck with it.
Okay, fair enough.
No, you know how that goes.
Fair enough.
You know how that goes.
Hey, man, they said if you're ever feeling lonely, watch a scary movie, and about 10 minutes in, you won't feel alone anymore.
I've never heard that before, and I'm not going to ever try that shit again. That is not good reasoning behind watching a scary movie.
Oh, shit. Here we go, baby. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back in. Hey, it's another week. You're here with the fellas of Speak the Fuck Up, and you know it's time to speak the fuck up. You're here with your guy Joe, my man Pete, and my man Griff, and we getting right to it. First and foremost, I want to say some thank yous to everyone who's listening to us, to everyone who tunes in on YouTube, on Spotify. Our Apple is coming up. We had some technical difficulties, but Apple is going to be right there for you, all right?
For the people.
For the people, absolutely. We got some call to actions too. Comment, like, subscribe. I'm bad at that when we open the show and everything like that. So comment, like, subscribe. Let us know how you like the show. Interact with us. We love it. We love it. We're not Hollywood at all. We try to comment back on every single thing that we come across. All right, baby. So you know what time it is. I'm back, fellas. We're back, baby. Yeah. Another week. We live for Thursdays.
We live for Thursdays
for the boys, baby.
Right,
yeah.
Pete was roasting me in the fucking car on the way over here. Hey, Andrew was roasting me fucking too. First, I had my urban ascot around my neck, and they were talking.
Hold on. What'd you call it?
That you called it an ascot.
Yeah,
an urban ascot.
He came over. He goes, "Hey Pete, what you think about my urban ascot?" I'm like, "Are you talking about your handkerchief?"
No. This is the urban ascot. That's how they would repurpose it if it was in some magazine that was like for,
Nope.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. They would be. Oh, he has a nice urban ascot.
So
that's
so
gonna
they
catch
say,
on.
nah.
They didn't say Tupac was known for the urban ascot he wore. He was known for the bandana.
They're not gonna call it a bandana. Yeah, of course not for Tupac, but for me, like if it makes it into like a fashion magazine, this is an urban ascot when it was around my neck. I don't care what you say.
Urban ascot. And then we went to go scoop up Andrew. He's like, "Hey Andrew, what do you think about my urban ascot?"
Did he say it with that?
Yeah, that urban ascot. And Andrew goes.
Is that how it sounds to you?
Hold up. That's exactly how it's urban ascot.
Oh man,
I'm fucking offended.
Imagine him with an umbrella drink. Hey guys, how do you think about my urban ascot? Andrew goes. Oh, you mean your boy choker?
I don't give a fuck.
I'm ready,
honestly, that's why I moved it to my head. It was roasting the fuck out of me on the ride over here. And I was like, God,
he moved it from his neck. He moved it from his neck to his head. He goes, damn it.
That's stylish. But I'm gonna put my urban ascot back around my neck later on for something else. Like
the boy choker.
It's not a boy choker. It's an urban. You guys just
You're not
don't
gonna lay that one down, bro.
Come on, you know
urban
fashion.
ascot.
You got
hashtag it on the next post.
Urban ascot.
Yeah.
And then hashtag urban ascot.
And then tag the magazine that you got it from.
No. I made that up myself.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, hell no. That is mine.
I'm crying.
My apologies, sir. My apologies.
Crying, baby. This is good, baby. This is good. Hell no. If you hashtag urban ascot, you heard it here first on Speak the Fuck Up. Because I spoke the fuck up about what the fuck it was. Fuck you mean?
Don't get mad. Don't get mad.
I know.
I'm getting, dude, this is mad. I look mad.
Yes.
Huh? Y'all ain't seen me mad. The fuck's going on?
You look good, Joe.
Thank you.
man.
How's your fucking week, Pete?
Oh, I gotta see my patient get her head drilled at the bedside yesterday.
Now, head
There's
drill.
that.
What do you need?
Woo! Okay. Long story short, they had some swelling in their brain, hydrocephalus. So a physician had to come in and take some of that pressure out.
Oh, that's terrible.
So it's not a power drill. It was like it was hand drill, drill to the skull, and then
Are they sleep for that?
crank. Nah, man, they wide awake.
The fuck? Do they
She
feel
was-
it? Do they feel it?
No, because they do numbing agent.
That shit don't always work.
So she was just having a conversation with us. Doctor was like, "You okay?" And she was like, "Yeah." Hot conversation. So the doctor was walking us through it because I've worked with that particular device before, but never seen one put in.
Ooh.
He was walking us through. He was like, "Hey, I'm about to hit the skull. It's about to be a hard crank and then a soft." And
Is there a lot of bleeding with that?
not really. No.
I say they would probably have to use an urban ascot to catch the blood.
What the fuck?
I'm sorry, Joe. I couldn't resist.
Oh shit!
Oh man.
Come on, man. That's a good fashion take, though.
It would be a fancy medical term.
Oh man.
Urban ascot and use
Can
the
you imagine
urban
that? Hey
ascot.
guys, can someone grab me an urban
Someone grab
ascot?
the urban ascot.
Yeah, now y'all are gonna have everybody's gonna start calling them urban ascots. You
It's
don't want
on
them
now, bro.
bandanas. Gangbangers are gonna start taking these off and be like, "Nah, man,
Nope.
he done fucked it up. Nope. I've got a lot of
We don't
enemies
wear
now,
bandanas
guys."
no more. We don't wear urban ascots.
Griff, what's going on, man? How you doing, bro?
Well, I had to laugh to keep from crying, boy. It's been
understand.
it's been a hell of a couple few hours, man. So
But the best laugh is the one that
best
makes you cry.
Yeah, you're right. Because I'm struggling right now, boy. But so this week has been a little rough, personal issues, whatever. And last night, doing some work or whatever, programming for clients and stuff like that, fell asleep on my couch. Okay, fell asleep all weird. So I woke up, back hurting, neck hurting, all that
Neck
stuff.
cramp.
Just ugh. So I wake up to get into bed, and I wake up randomly around like 5 o'clock because I was supposed to wake up at 5 o'clock, 5:30. Anyway, my client texted me and said they weren't gonna be able to make it. So I'm like, cool. That means I can get a little bit more sleep, whatever. So I rolled over, went back to sleep, woke up at 7:57. I was supposed to be at the gym at 8, right? So I'm panicking, rushing because I didn't set my alarm.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm panicking, rushing, and get to the kitchen. I'm making a protein shake, my power greens, all that stuff, and my beet juice and all this nice little, because I'm still on the fast, right?
Right. Couple more days left.
Right. So I reach over to grab an apple. The apple slips out of my hand, falls into the shaker, little bitty hole about that, falls directly into the middle of the shaker before I got to mix it up. So
Powder
protein
flying.
powder everywhere,
Yeah.
juice all over the counter. I just stand there and just kind of look at it, shake my head. I leave it, run back into my bathroom, finish getting dressed, run out the house, jump in the truck, rushing, get in the traffic. I get flipped off by a dude with a "Make America Great" sticker on his freaking
Did you flip
truck.
him back off?
I didn't. 'Cause I
Why?
was like, you know what? I'm not there.
No, we're there.
Yeah.
Why? Why?
I just didn't have. I was so like, this just happened. I'm just keep going. Just
And he
keep
had a
going.
MAGA hat on, and you didn't take the
It was
chance
a- it was
to
a
do
bumper
this?
sticker on
Just
the
a
truck.
bumper sticker.
Yeah,
That's
I know.
equivalent.
It's the same, either
Okay.
way. Get to the gym late, start the workout late, finish late, right? I'm hungry. I forgot my lunch, forgot all the stuff that I prepped, didn't take my vitamins, just starting off rough.
So everything
right?
that went wrong,
Everything
or could go wrong,
that could go wrong went wrong. Didn't have my water, so I was thirsty. I had cotton mouth. Mouth was all dry. Get home, get ready to come here. I have a rip in my jeans, so I had to put on some other jeans. I had a hole in my sock, so I had to switch my socks.
Is that not normal? Because I have. Never mind. Keep going.
The urban ascot was one thing, Joe. Don't make it worse. So
This guy got a boy choker with holes in his socks.
Oh man! So getting here, almost missed the exit because I get cut off by a dude with a jacked up vehicle. If you got a jacked up vehicle, it's cool. You do what you got to do to make it work, whatever. But he had the Domino's delivery guy cut me off, and he flipped me off. And I'm like, why is
Hey,
everybody?
man, he had to
why?
make his delivery.
What's
You
up
got
with me?
flipped off twice.
But I'm not, I wasn't
Yeah.
doing anything in the wrong.
Right.
You know what I mean? He
Yeah.
cut me off. I almost missed the exit. You know how that is. You miss this exit, you fucked.
Yeah.
So I finally get here and I'm like, oh, thank God. You know what I'm saying? Oh, by the way, I got fucking my gas light is on. I don't know how long it's been on. So hopefully when we're done, I got to leave, my truck will start.
So you're running on fumes.
Oh, don't
I'm
worry.
running on fumes.
There's a gas station like right
I
there.
don't want to walk to the gas station.
Why
but
would we
I
let
get
you
it.
walk?
I get it. I know.
Come on
I
now.
know. I got it. I know. We're good. We're here.
We are here.
We're
How was
freaking
your?
here.
Oh, Stephanie's here too. But go ahead, tell us about your week.
It was phenomenal, but I feel bad saying that after he had like just the day from hell.
Yeah.
I was fucking happy today, like really happy. And
Good.
It translated into everything that I did, and I just felt so fucking amazing because I had about 2 or 3 weeks. I don't want to say of bogged down because I can't go like 21 days of just being bogged down.
Yeah.
But you know the overall feeling that really like just takes over you, and you kind of let that be the demeanor and the description for everything that's going on. Well, shit was fucking bad, but you could have been laughing for 8 hours straight, but those 2 or 3 little things that bother you, you decide that the entire day or that entire moment is fucking ruined.
Yeah.
So this week has been phenomenal. I'm in a way better state. Like, I was excited to get here. I'm excited what we got going on. Like you said, Steph is here. We got Stephanie Rosales in the house tonight. So you guys will see
I'm gonna
her.
try to go to the front door and you can tell Mark.
Absolutely. You guys will see her here in a second. Joseph had a good fucking week. I'm glad that, what I've been thankful for, and I've been saying this at the beginning of my classes, and I said, I'm so happy to see all of you here because that means you all are healthy.
Right.
And you all have become an integral part of my morning. Every single morning I see y'all 6 days a week. It's a relief to see you all here and being able to be here with you on a consistent basis, especially with COVID numbers going back up, things like that. So we got a lot of shit going on around us. Yeah. So to be able to have like a consistent norm that we're going through is really relieving to me. But I'm fucking happy.
Man, the members love Joe. You can tell Mark to let Steph in.
Okay, no problem.
Oh,
did you see whenever he was meet your trainer?
Yeah.
We had like members responding like, hey, can we get a petition so that Joe is exclusive to certain studios? I'm like, damn. Can Joe not coach at 2 studios?
Right. Like,
geez.
We can share Joe.
I really appreciate that. And then, they'll ask me, they'll be like, hey, which one do you like the most? I'm like, no, I like both y'all. Like, I give both y'all the same amount of energy. The only time
playing it safe, talking about safe.
Well, no, that's not. That's me being honest.
You can't ask me that.
I'm being fucking honest. I like both places. It's like the girls that asked me in elementary school, what he like better? Well, I like both of you, if you want me to tell the truth. I like her Lunchables that she brings. Those are fucking amazing. And you give me Reese's. So can we not all make this work? That brings, Lunchables. Another episode, monogamy relationships, because I think they're kind of like, okay, like let's add some flair in this bad boy. We'll go back to that on a whole nother fucking episode. Yeah, look at those faces. Yeah.
That's gonna be interesting.
Yeah. We're gonna go there. We're gonna fucking go there.
We're just gonna have a controversial episode.
Yeah. No. Is that controversial?
I don't know. It could be.
I don't think it's controversial, but yes. So I like both places. I try to bring the same energy. The only time I kind of tone it down is Thursday, and I'm like, hey guys, I ain't gonna be yelling today because we got a show. Oh, they're like, I'm like, yeah, we got to speak the fuck up, but right now I'm gonna quiet the fuck down. So that's how we get through that shit.
It's like I gotta make sure my voice is good for this urban ass guy. What y'all think about my urban ass guy?
Hey, that sounds a little bit better than what you did. Hey, my name's Joe. This is my urban ass guy with my umbrella drink. The fuck? Put some bass in your voice.
Urban Ascot.
It's stylish.
How would you even spell that? Well,
Ascot.
other than urban, how do you spell Ascot?
I believe it's
2 S or 1?
No, I believe it's 1.
Okay.
Yeah, because if you were an ascot, you are an ass. No, I'm just playing. I'm sorry, Joe. You my
Fred
boy.
wears it on Scooby Doo.
You're my boy, Joe. Just
your friend wears it.
Fred wears it on Scooby Doo.
No comment.
He has comment. Ascot. Y'all don't watch Scooby Doo?
No comment.
What's wrong with you?
No.
You see how they rhyme?
No, I watch Scooby Doo, but
you still watch Scooby Doo?
Are they still even airing that show?
Yeah, I mean, my son and I, we watched it the other day.
So who's your favorite character? Fred?
Fred is always with the 2 girls everywhere he go. Hell yeah, it's Fred.
Where's an ascot?
Daphne and Velma.
Wear ascot.
Yeah. Come on, man.
Reminds me of.
I don't know if it's urban, but he does wear.
Nah, he doesn't wear urban ascot. His is like passed down family heirloom. I really believe that's the story behind his ascot. Ain't changed clothes. Oh, excuse me. Bleep that out. They haven't changed clothes in like 30 years. Smell like shit.
Musty as hell.
Oh, there she is.
There she goes.
What's up, Steph? How you doing?
Loud on it now.
Good. Hey, nice to meet you. Joe, nice to meet you.
What's up, homie?
Yeah.
Steph, what's good? Long time.
Hey, I had him wear a hoodie.
No, it's all right.
Nah, you got to represent.
I wear hoodies. Yeah. You gotta represent your brand.
Go ahead, grab those headphones, pop them on.
Hey, let's
Look
do
at
this
this.
thing. What's up?
Steph in the building.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, she is here. This is Stephanie Rosales. This is the great Stephanie Rosales. She's been quoted in the New York Times, featured on Fight Tips over on YouTube, over 1 million viewers over there. She's El Paso's finest, El Chuco 915. All right, 10 years Taekwondo. She's a 2nd degree black belt. She's been training 11 plus years in Taekwondo, 5 years kickboxing. 2-time world champion kickboxer in 2009 and 2010. She taught Chuck Norris how to fucking roundhouse kick. All right, she taught him. You know what I'm saying?
Founder of Killer Fit Camp.
Founder of Killer Fit Camp. Graduated Texas A&M in 2016, and she's actually the owner and head coach of Killer Fit Camp as well. All right. Welcome in, Steph Rosales. How you doing?
Yeah, thanks for being here.
I know.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, that's quite the resume.
Yeah, baby.
God.
Yeah. Oh, this ain't a hobby. This ain't a hobby,
This is
baby.
real life.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, it's really, really, really nice to meet you.
I want you to ask her what that would be called if that was around your neck.
I was gonna ask the same thing.
Yeah.
What would this be called if it was around my neck?
Go for it.
I mean, I call it bandana.
I said it's an urban ascot, and they've been royally just giving me hell, and I can't stand it.
I'll use it.
Yeah, see, look, I told you it's catchy. It catches on, and it goes from there. It goes from there. How you doing
Turn
today?
the mic up. Turn the mic
Good.
up.
Oh,
Yeah, turn the
you,
mic up.
hey,
There we go. There we go.
good catch. You doing good?
I'm good. Like,
There we go.
This is interesting.
Yeah.
From going from like a high pace environment, like I'm always moving. Like,
Yeah.
training,
Yeah, you're busy.
coaching, busy. And like for me to actually take the time out of my day to like do a podcast and stuff like that, it's different, but it's cool.
No, but thanks for carving the time out for
Hell
us.
yeah.
Seriously.
Like it's nice because like I'm one to preach, like slow down,
Yeah.
do other things, like put yourself first, and that's really hard for me sometimes, you know.
Right.
So the fact that I'm doing this and I'm able to really discover myself through this is
Yeah.
cool.
Well, it goes to a testament to what you do, because being a personal trainer and being a coach, you're so used to putting others before you. So that the fact that you're able to slow down right now is good. You do have to take that time out and do it for yourself.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Speaking of, I was checking out your YouTube channel. When you gonna post some more videos? Come on.
Man, that was like that shit was like years ago.
Yeah, I saw the
was-
timestamp.
I think like maybe my voice has changed since then.
What did you see? Was it the movie that she was in or the clip she was in?
No, was it Guatemala or Honduras?
Oh, okay. So there was a travel vlog.
Yes.
And then I used to, at first I was doing like kickboxer meets, and then I would do like certain things like jujitsu
Yeah.
or powerlifting or CrossFit. And it's funny, I look back at those and I cringe. I'm like, oh my God.
Why do you cringe? That's your start. That's your
Oh,
start.
that's true.
That's
You
part
know?
of your story,
part of
yeah,
your journey,
absolutely.
Steph.
Hey, that's
Gotta
true.
embrace that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's true.
That's part of your story.
Some starts are cringe worthy. I look
Oh,
back
man.
at some of my before I grew up and grew a beard. I'm like, God damn!
Before he got that urban
I'm trying to
ascot.
grow mine, you know?
I like it. I like it. Well, how's your day been?
It's good. I think I just like the whole day I was just anticipating this. So I was training clients, but I was really just thinking like, oh shit, like
Yeah.
how is this gonna go and what
Yeah.
am I gonna talk about? But it's cool because I've known Pete for a long time.
Right.
Like a long time, right?
Yeah, I remember when I first met you. It was at Metroflex, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Equinox.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, Equinox days.
Yeah, I know. I heard. I read some stories about the Equinox thing. I don't know how much you're allowed to talk about that, but we'll.
You got 3 Equinox trainers here at the
Let's say
table.
good old
I know, right?
Griff was
oh
Equinox.
shit, Griff, you're the shit. You're
And
training
all
with
of
Bob.
you are solid trainers. So is that testament to Equinox or testament to yourselves?
No, it's testament to us. Damn it.
I
No,
can't
I'm
take
playing, I'm playing.
no.
Equinox is dope. It's dope.
For starting out.
Yeah, it's dope.
Now-
you do learn a lot.
You do. I mean, that's the one thing I'll credit Equinox for is that they make sure their trainers are
Educated.
elite.
Very
Yeah.
educated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They educate their trainers to be on a certain level.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, did you start out as a personal trainer at Equinox? Was that your first spot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I literally went from like bodybuilding Metroflex. I was trained by Big J. I don't know if
Yeah,
you know
we know
him.
Big J. Mhm.
Big J kicked my ass, and I was like shredded. It looked great, and then I was like, you know what, this is my jam. Like I like this, and I applied for Equinox, and it was cool. I got in. I literally like they take you out of your element
Yeah.
for sure. Like I was literally like, yes, I like bodybuilding, and that's it. Like I was a kickboxer, but I don't know how that. Like I can do kickboxing and
Yeah.
teach people that, but like you know, it was weird. It was definitely weird. Like I thought I was a good trainer, and I was shit compared to what they taught me to be.
Yeah.
So
Right.
I learned a lot. I'm sure you guys did too.
Oh, yeah.
It was cool. Just working there was not.
Yeah, I don't know how much you're allowed to say. So I'm a Google machine. That's why I
Do
know
it. I
Steph
think if you
Rosales.
said it, I think
know.
if you say it, it's
So
okay.
with that being a trainer and that's your first experience there, you took some time away to go check on your mother's health back in El Paso, back in the hometown. All right. And then from right there, you came back into town after being approved, to be off for time off.
Yeah.
And you came back and they started cutting your hours. Or I saw on the website that the lawsuit was for no overtime pay. Yeah. So how did that affect you as a trainer? This is my very first time. I'm in love with this, and you guys are just fucking shitting on me right now. How did you adjust? How did that affect you mentally?
So my mom had a heart attack, and that was really rough. For anybody, I was like, holy shit, what is going on? I got the call in the morning. I was, to work at Equinox, you have to build a rapport and you have to be a very busy trainer. If you're a busy trainer, you're going to move up very quickly in the industry of Equinox. And so I was working, you guys know, you were working 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 a.m., maybe a break, and then you work evenings. And I was not home at all. So I had my whole day booked up, and they called me, and then they were like, I don't even remember who called me, but somebody called me and they're like, your mom just had a heart attack. She's stable now, but she's been in the hospital for a couple hours. I was like, holy shit, what am I going to do? And I'm working myself up, freaking out. They're like, she's stable. So I was like, this is how programmed they make you there. I was like, okay, I'm going to finish my sessions and then I'm going to book my flight.
God dang.
It's insane what they can do to you.
And then you think about coverage for your clients.
Yeah. So I'm trying to figure out my end. I'm broke as shit. I don't know. I was like, I need to make this happen. I can't lose this job. But then my mom, and then they got another call and she said she had another one. I was like, oh shit, that's it. I'm leaving. I'm crying as I'm leaving. I book a flight, I get there, and I come back, and all the communication that had happened prior to that, it totally went down the toilet. They're like, yeah, so you're gonna have to build yourself back up another month, even though you've been working
for years,
for months and months and months upon end, building your shit. And I think after that happened, that's when I was like, this isn't it. I don't not care how hard I've worked for this. This is not it.
No, and I mean, that's motivation to go out and do what you did and start it by yourself.
Yeah.
That really is. If somebody from up top shitting on you like that, and it's like you have no control of what you got going on. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead.
No, I was going to say, so talking about your story,
right?
Recently you posted your story. You wrote a letter to yourself, right? And so for those that don't know who Stephanie is, we'll post her info for y'all to check her out, or check out the letter that she wrote. Tell us a little more about that post. What made you want to write a letter to yourself, and what was that, and maybe give us a little background on your story as it is.
Wow, yeah, this is heavy.
I know.
Yeah, we like heavy shit.
We like,
Griff really like heavy shit. Look at how he's built. Just heavy shit all around.
Is that a dumbbell? Where'd that come from? I really like using my voice for things that are really relevant to particularly my life and how I've gone through those things, like anybody, like what you guys are doing here. And what's really important for me is just identity, being comfortable with who you are, and obviously sexual orientation, LGBT community, just feeling honestly, not aside from all that, it's just feeling comfortable with who you are, the core of who you are, whether it's you're Asian or you're black or you're gay or you're whatever. It's I'm going to feel comfortable with that, and I'm going to fucking own that shit, And so that's really important for my message to my followers. I've spoke that message since I had 500 followers to now. I will always speak that message. I don't care how big of a trainer I get or how big my company gets. I always want to go back to that space.
Right.
And that's really important for me. So, it was really therapeutic and healing, and I didn't know how healing that could be because I'm writing this letter to my past self.
Yeah.
It was a National Coming Out Day. And a lot of people are like, why do they celebrate that? That's so stupid. Why would you celebrate coming out? It's really, really hard for somebody to show who they are to the world.
Right.
It's deeper than you might even think, because whether it's environmental it's your environment, or maybe it's like culture or religion that you're raised in, for you to step out and be like, you know what, I'm going against anything that society in general tells me is wrong. I'm still gonna go out and say, this is who I am.
Yeah.
And that's why it's important, you know?
Right.
So I was like, you know what? I didn't even know it was coming out day. My big sister actually posted something. And I was like, you know, like I'm going to say, you know, hopefully this can help somebody.
Right.
And I wrote a letter to myself when I was 13. And I was like, bro, I was crying
Right. I know
writing
you mentioned
this.
that.
It was weird. I was like, I don't even cry. Like,
Yeah.
why am I crying right now? But it was really nice, like, to actually write to myself, and hopefully maybe somebody in current situations can read it and be like, okay, like I can see Steph and how she is right now, and I can get through this too.
Right.
You know?
So
So,
is that when you came out? Was when you were 13?
yeah, like it's funny because I've known since I was like, wait, let me ask you guys, when did you guys start liking girls? Like,
Oh, it was early.
Man, he had
Like,
a girlfriend in
I-
6th grade, and you got his heart broken.
Sixth grade. That way, but I like girls. Like I was like 3.
Yeah.
Like I remember being 3 and 4 and being like, damn.
I think
like,
I think it
like no
if
being
you think about it, kindergarten.
Yeah,
You know,
like-
when you like punch the girls, pull
Griffin
their
looking
hair.
sour. Like was it
Yeah.
earlier than that?
Yeah, I
Taking
came
their
out the
crayons.
womb. I
Came out the womb with it.
Spanked by a female. I'm like, hey.
Hey, I kind of like that. That's how I accidentally did.
I mean, that's true. I
discovered
mean, we go after our
being blindfolded.
Mommy's booties and
No, no. So I mean, and
we were
I'm glad.
groomed since little.
But that escalated real quick.
and,
didn't it?
Yeah.
but the thing is, like, I was thinking about this. It wasn't even, it's not even sexual, like when you're younger. It really is, like, at least, you know, for me, it's not sexual. It's like, oh shit, like, she smells pretty, or oh, she's the popular one, so I like her.
Yeah.
So it's crazy because even back then, like when I was, like your age, 3, 4, 5, I'm crushing on like my sister's cheerleader friends, and it wasn't even like in like any other way besides like, oh my gosh, like I really like her.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah,
it was,
yeah.
it's weird,
Get
but
all nervous around them.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. Yeah.
yo, like
No, and I'm gonna be 100% real. When you start talking about the age thing, I've had another friend tell me that he knew that he was gay when he was young, and he told his parents, and they beat him. And the problem I have, let me say, the problem I have with something else is that people would say people are born gay, or people choose to be gay.
Right.
And I asked him, I said, he's like, I said, have you always felt this way, or did you choose this? He said, I've always felt this way. So I've always felt it's not anyone else's job to tell somebody else how they feel or when they feel it.
Right.
Like, no matter what your religious view is or how you feel about a situation, you don't know how that person feels. The way that you feel about somebody else is how you feel. And the way that this person feels about somebody else is how they feel. So, I mean, I've always had an issue with that. And I know that you talked about, you came out at 13, you're raised in El Paso, your Catholic background.
Catholic family, right?
not to bash Catholics. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's a beautiful faith. It's what's come out of maybe the people taking over
Right.
that faith. You know, like there's religion versus faith.
Right.
And, you know, like it's crazy because when I finally mustered up like that courage to come out, I expected it to be really bad because of everything, like because of my Catholic upbringing and how strict my dad has been and conservative and stuff. But it was like way past what I ever thought the worst would be, you know? So that's really hard for like a 13-year-old. Like,
Yeah.
no, can't be gay. Like, you're going to go confess to a priest right
Right.
now.
Right.
And it was weird. Like, I went through so much stuff, and I feel like I probably didn't even go through what the worst could have been.
Yeah.
But
Conversion therapies and
oh,
things like
man.
that.
Yeah, I went through like therapy.
Shock therapy. Like they had like shock
Yeah.
therapy for
Yeah.
that shit.
Yeah. So I don't have the worst of it, but I've said it in the past on another video that I had on Instagram, and it was like, you know, I didn't have like the parents that were like, you know what, I love you, it's okay, like we're good, like we will get through it together. You like, how can we learn? It was like, nope, you're not going to be that. And now you can't have girlfriends over, you can't have guy friends over, you can't socialize with anybody because we think you like everyone. It was so weird. Like, it was just a very odd phase in my life.
Yeah.
And it like turned into like a lot of like internal hate, which translated to like physical harm and shit like that. So
Well, you're isolated.
yeah, man.
So what do they expect to happen? You know, that's why they say being in prison. What is it when they put them in solitary confinement? When you're by yourself, you have no one to socialize with. You don't get to go around with anybody. What do you expect is going to happen? So you're 13. You express these feelings to your family. And first of all, how did your sisters embrace you?
They were amazing. I think what was cool is I actually didn't come out to them first because I was just like, it was scary just to come out in general. And what was weird is I came out as bisexual because I was like, okay, well, maybe if they know that I like men and women, it would be like less
of a shock.
Of a shock than like, okay, I just like girls and that's it.
Yeah.
But then that was even more confusing. My dad was like, what do you mean? So like you like all your friends? Like, I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, do you like everyone you look at? Like,
why is that an assumption? Just because, like, why do they assume that you just like everybody? Like, no, there's attractions. There's things that you like about people. It's not like, I don't like everybody.
I think it's just a lack of understanding.
Right. I was about to say,
and awareness. You know, that's why there's so many different speculations.
Yeah.
About certain things. And I was going to ask you if you feel like society is more accepting now because they have become more aware of it, of things, science, if we want to talk about science and research and, you know, psychology of things and just more accepting, you know, but I feel like, I think it's just people not knowing.
Yeah. I mean, I really do think it's just not knowing. There's a difference between not knowing and wanting to know and not knowing and not caring to understand.
Right.
You know? Like, that's so important. Like that, like I was telling you guys earlier, like when I went to Texas A&M.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew exactly what I was getting into. I didn't have short hair back then either. I had long hair. The first semester that I was there, I literally tried to fit in. Like, and this goes into more identity, I guess, because of how I identify myself and how I dress and how I have like my swag and shit like that. That's important for me because it makes me feel like me. But then you go to something like Texas A&M and all the chicks are wearing like those short Nike shorts and the oversized shirts and the straightened hair. I did that for about maybe 4 months.
Did you wear the fucking Ugg boots?
Dude, yes.
Yeah, I like Ugg boots. Don't rag on Ugg boots. Ugg boots and yoga pants. Come on now.
I fucking hate yoga boots.
Why?
Ugg boots. I fucking
Why?
hate
I saw some at Journeys the other day. I was like, damn, it was expensive.
Oh, he did. I was there with him. This is the day he wanted that Hennessy hat, and I was like, bro, do you even know what that tastes like?
I don't drink Hennessy. I drink Douce, baby. It's the only brand I drink.
Who's the one on the last
though.
podcast that said they drink martinis?
That's me, baby.
Oh, shit.
Wait, martinis?
Oh, wait, no, not martinis.
Margaritas.
Margaritas.
That's the umbrella
martinis are dumpster juice. That shit is disgusting. That shit's disgusting.
Man, now I got an image in my head with Joe walking in with Uggs, his urban ascot, and then umbrella drink.
Twirling it. That's my drink. At least you got that image, because that'll happen. We'll make that happen.
I think at one point, after a couple more podcasts, you guys should just like embody what you all have talked about.
And fully visualization of what we do.
Joe's Halloween costume. Hey guys.
Yoga pants and Uggs. That's what Joe
I'm not wearing yoga pants and Uggs. We're getting back to Steph.
I was about to say we'll go off on a tangent.
So you're at Texas A&M. Texas A&M is a very conservative. I feel like College Station is a very conservative place. There's the George Bush Library. I can't imagine what all goes on down at A&M. So you decide to be yourself down in College Station. How does everyone around you act? How do they change on you?
I think like something important to know is that if you're comfortable with yourself, I think everyone else starts to be comfortable with you.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like the vibe, right?
Yeah.
If you're not comfortable with yourself and I give off the vibe that I'm like feeling off, like everyone's going to feel that and be off with me.
Energy.
Yeah.
We talk about it all the time on the show. Vibes
Amen.
and energy. It's transferred.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's something that I learned throughout my time because when I first, after like the whole short shorts and the oversized shirts, I was like, yeah, this is not my jam. Like I cannot do this. This is stupid. Then I started I used to skate. So, I would bring my skateboard to school. I would skate to classes. I had tattoos. Piercings was a huge thing. I think that was just something I wanted to do to like make myself feel like I was different. Like I had to like be different. You know?
Stand out.
Yeah.
You wanted to stand out.
Yeah, I did. Even though I wanted to stand out, but it's like a weird double-edged sword because I would stand out and then it would be like hated on almost.
Yeah. Because it didn't make people feel uncomfortable.
Yeah. I mean, like I looked it up before because I like facts and stuff. I mean, College Station alone is 77% white.
Mm-hmm.
Like I went from 99% Hispanic, El Paso to like, and I'm Hispanic myself. I'm half white, half Mexican, but like going into like this super, super conservative city where most of the students that go to that school come from like smaller towns, like East Texas. Like I was probably the first gay person they saw. Like visually gay because it was pretty.
Yeah.
I mean, I tried to make it obvious. So if I didn't have a lanyard that said "gay" on it, like I literally had, I was trying.
It's like, here I am. Yeah.
It was important for me to like somehow find a way that people knew it, and I think that's a process of coming out too.
Yeah.
Is like, you know, a lot of people complain about like people being like, oh, that person is just so flashy. Like, why do they have to have that flag, or why do they? I think it's a process of being comfortable with who you are and just being like, I'm this and I'm going to own it. But now, like, it's not, I'm talking about it because we're here and I think it's important.
Yeah.
But I'm not going up to somebody and being like, what's up? Okay, so first and foremost, I'm gay. And then all these other things. Like, no, it's just, you know, I'm like, oh yeah, I have a fiance. Oh, cool. Like, what's her? Like, I don't even know why you would assume his, but you know, like okay, when are you guys getting married? Like, it's something natural now. But going back to College Station, I think it wasn't until I kind of found like the resources. Like, I went to like an LGBT like center there, and then I like went to some meetings that they have, and oh man, like out of I think Texas A&M has 60,000 students.
Yeah.
That's probably including like their master's program, but it's a big ass school, and you have maybe a whole 30 people in a club.
Right.
Like,
and those are the ones who are comfortable.
right?
Yeah.
You know, because out of 60,000, I'm willing to drop my hat in the ocean and say that there's some more people there that aren't comfortable with it coming out yet.
Yeah.
Right. So, especially being down in College Station, as conservative as it is.
Yeah.
So, I mean, did you help pioneer that club? Do anything like that?
No, I was too interested in partying.
Yeah.
I like, and referencing y'all's last podcast, I think, you know, like you, Pete, I was raised super.
Oh yeah, I done lost
sheltered.
scholarships my first 2 years.
Yeah, I was like going crazy.
Experience.
No more chopsticks.
I'm not kneeling in front of the altar no more.
That's funny, man.
So, Steph, let me ask you this. So, you mentioned your pops real conservative, strict, or whatever. How is your relationship with your pops now? I met your pops at Equinox. I don't remember when that was.
You did meet my dad.
Cool as shit. You know
Cool
what I'm
as
saying?
shit.
She said he's John Gotti.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so like
how's
a
that
visual,
now?
like my dad owns like one of the biggest construction companies over there, pavement, asphalt, all that. He's very business. I can see where I get my business aspect from and how to like.
Because you're very task oriented too.
Oh man, like it's just bam.
Yeah.
Like once I have a vision, it's like boom, and I won't stop until I get there. So I see where I get that from. But he's also very set in his ways. So super conservative, like rule follower to a T when it comes to Catholicism, just all that stuff. And so I came out 13. I'm 27 now. I think it like wasn't until maybe about 2 years ago, where he was like, okay, like, can we talk about this? Like, he was always like trying to beat around the bush about it. Like, he would be like, so your situation. I'm like,
Damn.
my situation.
Yeah.
What is my situation? What do you mean? You know, like, and so now I think because he knows I'm engaged and we're gonna get married, like, sorry, but it is what it is. Like, you gotta either embrace it or you don't. Like, because he wasn't actually invited to my, like, when I proposed to Andy, I didn't invite him. And he was really butthurt by it. He's like, why wouldn't you invite me? I'm like, why would I? You've never even seen me kiss her. You always make me feel like I have to be away from whoever I've been dating.
Right.
And this is going to be one of the most intimate moments I've ever had with my fiance. And you want me to invite you? Like, that doesn't make any sense. So I think after that, he was like, oh, shit, like, I really need to.
Or I'm going to be locked out of my daughter's life.
Right.
Yeah. And that's it. So to answer your question, like, we are getting closer. I think just who my dad is in general, he's not like the most emotional man in the world. It's very business. And so I've learned to have my relationship be very business with him. Like, I can go to him and ask him, hey dad, how can I make $1 million? And he can give me a blueprint.
Yeah.
Now, if I ask my dad, like, hey dad, I'm having a bad day, like, can I just cry on your shoulder? That's definitely not something I'm going to do. So I think I have to also be aware of who he is and what I'm going to get from his relationship as well.
So from that 12 years, so you said the relationship really started mending itself 2 years ago. for that 12 years where it was just business between you and your dad, how did that affect you? Did you long for that relationship? Because from what I gathered is mom was way more accepting of everything. And then did you gravitate more towards her during that time? Or did you really try to stick with dad and get him to come around?
So interesting, and this is kind of throwing in like my athleticism.
Yeah.
My dad and I were super close. He was like a basketball player for Nolan Richardson. I don't know if you guys know who he is, but he like badass. Like look him up. Amazing coach for college ball. And so my dad loves athletics. The way that him and I vibed and connected so much growing up was I was in extreme athletics, like world champion kickboxing. Like it doesn't get any better for like a dad who loves sports. You know, he's like, damn, my daughter's kicking ass.
That's my daughter up there. Yeah.
But then it's funny because, you know, I start dressing more masculine. He's like, no. I'm like, wait. This is confusing.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Hey, that was, I'm sorry.
So for those, so let me ask you this then. I mean, if you were able to give someone advice, you know, for those that are struggling with it, as far as figuring out their identity, and maybe wanting to embrace themselves more, not necessarily come out, but like, you know, be able to feel more confident with themselves. Like, what would you tell them? Like, and this could go for anybody, regardless. This is in general for anyone. So this question is like for anybody, you know, like how would you approach it?
Just to be comfortable with yourself.
Yeah.
Man, it's a journey. I think a lot of the times we search to be accepted by everyone else when we haven't even accepted our own selves for who we are.
There you go.
And I think that that's really important. Like, I own my shit now, and I don't really care if anybody likes it or not. Like, I used to be so scared to shop in like the men's section of like certain places, which is really hard when you're a woman because I have like a small frame, and then I'm like, oh, this looks cool, and then it's like an extra small is still big for me. But you know, I used to get so nervous being like in the men's section or like wearing cologne and stuff like that, and like feeling other people look at me when in all reality they probably didn't care at all. You know, they were probably like, oh, that's cool, you know, or they didn't even think about it. They were thinking about their own thing. So yeah, that's advice first is like, you really just have to love yourself. You have to really go through that, maybe that pain of like knowing who you are and like knowing that you're going to stand out and be different. And that's okay. Like, we don't want people to be uniform.
Right.
We don't.
Well, the reason why I asked that, because you pretty much hit that, like you hit that exactly the way I anticipated, because we talk about it on the episodes all the time. Like, it's easy for us to sit here on this panel and confidently be able to explain, like, because we're at this point, right? And we're still experiencing things, and we're still trying to figure things out for ourselves within our life. But to go back to this, like, for those that are trying to figure it out, continue to do things and experience things, and we can't emphasize it enough. And again, it's easy for us to sit here and talk about it and have you go through the experience yourself, but you don't have to have shit figured out at this point. Right? Why? It's a continuing learning process. And that's one of the things, like, so if you set out a goal and you're like, okay, I'm gonna get there, are you really gonna stop? No, you're gonna figure it out, continue, move on, right? So you do everything and anything so that you can continue to figure that shit out. And then once you figure it out, that's you, that's your identity, embrace it, and then continue on. But that's the thing about telling your story. And we've said it again before, it's like your story could be somebody else's survival guide.
Right.
And so if you like, and that's the whole point of being brave with your life, right? So that others can be brave with theirs. And so continue to tell your story. And that's why I appreciate that. When I saw you write that letter to yourself, I was like, damn, I sent it to the guys. I was like, look, guys,
Watch it,
like, look at this, read it, you know? And it's like a part of, I mean, I can't speak for them because I don't know what their reaction, what their emotions were. But when I read it, I was like, damn, it allowed me to go back to where I was when I was like, hey, mom, dad, I don't want to do nursing right now. Like, yeah, I went through all that. I know you wanted me to be a doctor. You didn't help me pay for school. And now for me to tell you, it's like, I'm not going to do nursing. You know? And so it's one of the things where it's like you say coming out, but it's not, it could go for anything. Being able to step out of that barrier or that ceiling or that box. And it's like, you know, growing up in an Asian family, it's like, you are going to be a doctor. You're going to go into medicine. You can go into law. You could be an engineer. It's just either math or science. There's nothing else. So when my sister was like, hey, mom, dad, I'm going to be in architecture and do interior designing. Well, my dad was like, no, you're not. Straight up. That's exactly what he said. He's like, no, you're not. And she's like, what do you mean? she didn't care. And that's the thing that's the one thing I can respect about my sister. I don't know if she watches or whatnot. Oh, anyways, happy birthday, Dad. It's his birthday today.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
I don't think he's gonna watch this episode, but maybe he will one day. Who knows?
We love
But
you, Dad.
that's the one thing. That's the one thing I can appreciate with my sister is like she stuck to it. She continued to she graduated with it, became successful. You know, ended up signing with a particular firm, and did great things. You know, she was working on these major projects out here in Dallas, on these big buildings that you drive by, going down 635 and going down, and 35 South and whatnot. You see these buildings, I was like, damn, that building's beautiful. She was all part of those projects.
That's amazing.
And then you walk inside and you see all these interior stuff. At first, I was like, man, how hard is interior design? What you mean you picking out light fixtures and shit? But then until you see their blueprint, and then you walk in and it's like,
It all makes sense.
Feng shui.
oh shit.
Yeah.
The small detail is all in the details, right? So yeah, I can appreciate that when you made that post, and it's like, damn. It's like I remember when I had to quote unquote come out and tell my parents like, hey, this is what I want to do, and this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah,
I'm sure
true.
Joe experienced that too, man.
Yeah.
With the, deciding to wear an urban ascot. Is that four? How many? Is that four of them?
I don't know. I
I
lost count. They're so
You know,
great.
if I
See
could
how
rock
many I
it,
can
I
get.
would.
Thank you.
Nah.
Yeah.
I can't wear hats either, so,
Look,
you know.
now they're gonna start doing it.
Hey.
Yeah, Pete.
What, the boy choker?
I doubt it.
Yeah, no, you, huh?
I
No,
doubt
I
it.
can see you. You want one. Everybody wants
Just
one
do different
now.
colors.
I doubt it.
I plan
Ninja
on it.
Turtles.
I'm not gonna let them deter me. I'm determined to
you
make
go.
this work
See?
for me.
Yo.
It works for me.
I told you, perfect
Yeah.
example.
You know
Be
what's
brave
funny?
with your life.
When I was like 6, I started martial arts.
Yeah.
Taekwondo. Okay. And it was like a legit school. It wasn't like those little like schools that you pass by and they just like, I don't know. It was literally like ranked 3rd in the world for whatever
damn,
it
yeah.
was. Yeah. So it was legit. And so I start training, and I would hype myself up by putting one of those on with a little Asian flag.
like Karate Kid.
Wax on, wax off.
And I would watch Mulan. Like literally.
That ain't even better. Yes.
I like it.
I'll make a man out of you.
That's why. Hey, no, but
For real.
Yeah,
that's why
man.
representation of strong women is important.
Yeah.
Right.
Look at that. You turned to Mulan as a child, a cartoon, something you could identify with because you saw a young girl whooping ass.
Right.
Yeah. You know, going against the grain, going against what was the common practice.
What everybody expected her
What
to do.
everybody
against her
expected her to do.
parents. Yeah.
What every
Ooh,
woman in the
yes.
society had done, and no one said, let their hair down and was like, nah, I'm not doing this. She wanted something
Fucking
different.
dope, man.
Yeah.
Damn.
Early baby. I'm here.
That's
you know,
good.
Yeah,
break
that was
down,
good.
baby.
Good connection.
It's the ascot.
I like that.
Ascot.
Yeah, baby. Boy, choker. Urban ascots, get some good stuff going. Well, shit, hell yeah. Now, I've had a question. Why does someone, me being a heterosexual male, I've never had to come out to my parents and be like, hey, I like girls. Why do we make this a norm where people have to, why do you have to come out and tell me who you like? What is it my business?
Right.
Why?
I think mainly it's because society's made it that way. I think we're trying as a society to normalize this.
Yeah, get better.
Like we are better. Now, can we do even better? Yes,
Hell
we can.
yeah,
we
we
can. We
can.
can progress to a point where it literally is not a topic anymore. I don't
Right.
have to sit here on a podcast. I don't have to talk about it. It's just, it is what it is.
And they don't have to make Supreme Court rulings on,
Right,
on
right.
like,
Yeah.
they can have same-sex marriage kind of shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I think it's more just like societal stuff. It's normal for a heterosexual man or woman to just be like, oh yeah, like you assume that you're just going to date the opposite sex. So it's a big deal when you're like, I'm not going to do that, and this is how I am, and for my case, or even like let's in a hypothetical situation, Pete was gay and he came out, your parents would flip.
Yeah.
Like same thing, Asian culture or Catholicism.
Man, they'd be majorly disappointed.
Shit,
'cause
it's
my-
yeah.
Well, my grandfather was the oldest son. My dad is the oldest son in his family, and I'm the oldest son in mine. So it's like the oldest son of the oldest son of the oldest son. You carry on that generational thing, and it's an honor. So I'll be real. I'm spoiled in my family. Now that spoil comes with responsibilities. So like all my cousins growing up, like we were close. My cousins would come to me for issues. My aunts and uncles would come to me for issues about my cousins and whatnot. So I was like the mediator in between. Yeah. So I took that. So that in itself has helped me shape me into the person that I am because of responsibilities. It's not just like, hey, I'm gonna get all these perks of being the oldest son, and it comes free. So I
Yeah.
get what you're saying.
Yeah. So, like to go back to your point, like it's just important because you don't know what, like, first and foremost, your household's going to react to. Mine was shit, man. Like, I literally had to, like, pretend I wasn't anymore. Like, I was like, oh, Mom, it's just a phase. I have to find, like, fake boyfriends, which is kind of funny looking back. Like, I had a gay friend.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if my parents believe me because he was, like, super flamboyant.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And then I was like, Mom, I'm dating Miguel. And my mom was like, you guys are dating? I'm like, yeah, I really like him.
Yeah.
And then, like,
He's like,
we
Miguel,
would go,
kiss me.
Yeah.
Kiss me now.
I know. Hurry up. Do it like how we rehearsed.
Like, we didn't practice before we got here.
Oh, God. And we would literally, like, leave on our date, and we would meet up with, like, our boyfriends/girlfriends.
Yeah.
And then come back. Night was good, you know, and that only lasted for so long until, like, not living your truth is really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like, that's really uncomfortable for me to just, like, keep lying about it. And then one day I was just, I don't remember. It's sad that when you go through a moment in your life where you feel like you can't be yourself, you kind of forget it.
Yeah.
Like, I put that shit in the back of my mind. Right. So sometimes new things come to me during that moment in my life, and I'm like, whoa, like, that's crazy. Like, I just remembered this happened, you know? But yeah, like, it's just a crazy, and it's a sad thing that we have to do.
Yeah.
Like, it's very hurtful, like, to justify who you are. Like, what? Like, why do I have to justify why does it matter who I want to date? Like, why does that matter to you? And it does. It, for some reason, it really, really bothers people, or it really matters. So,
Yeah.
you know?
So I had a question, or not me, but, like, there was a conversation before where we were out, and, you know, I had a gay friend and then heterosexual friends or whatever, and we're in a conversation, and this question came up, and they didn't really know how to address it. It's like, is there anything that is offensive when they don't mean to offend you? Like, certain things that are in discussion, or it's like, hey, how do I, like, if I have to introduce them, would I say, oh, she's gay or is she lesbian? You know, it's like, as an example, it's like there are certain things that people don't mean to offend you, but are actually offensive.
Right. I think it just depends on, like, how comfortable you are with your friends, right? Like, you know, in the group message, you asked me to kind of talk about who I am and maybe, like, my background, or what was it? Like, just a list of stuff, right? Yeah. And then at the end, I say, you're the coolest gay chick you'll ever meet. Like, I'll make a joke out of that. And now you guys, I've opened the door for you to, like, be like, yeah, like, she is the coolest fucking lesbian I've ever met. Yeah, like, right. You know, but I think it's just, you gotta, unfortunately, kind of like a race thing, you have to just educate yourself and learn. And know who is going to be okay with you talking the way that you talk. You know, there are words, like, that you just don't use around, like, a gay man. Just like, you know, there's words that you don't use around
that are considered slurs.
Yeah, that are considered slurs, exactly.
Right.
And I think that, like, first and foremost, if I went out with you guys, and, like, if you were like, I think maybe it would be weird if the first thing you said was like, oh yeah, she's a lesbian.
Yeah. Like, why? Like, what does that information do?
I had a boss out. I was the manager and he was the regional manager, or the area manager at a place that I was. And he goes to this young lady and he goes, so did you tell him your secret? And I'm like, did she fart? Did I walk into a fart? That's the level I'm thinking on. I'm like, what's going on? And so she kind of, like, looks at me, like, kind of puppy-eyed, and then he goes, well, she's got a wife. I'm like, oh, okay. So then after a while he leaves. I said, hey, are you okay? First and foremost.
Yeah.
Second of all, that's very unprofessional of him, and that's none of his business to out you like that. And I made sure that she was comfortable with that. And she said the reason why she doesn't come and tell people that, because she doesn't know how people are going to react to it.
Right.
Exactly.
But if I can say anything to people who have friends who are gay or anything like that, don't try to out them to other people.
Right.
Right.
Let them talk about it if they are willing to talk about it. Don't ever put anyone in the spotlight. Like, let me talk at you. Don't ever put anyone in the spotlight like that. That's disrespectful for one. That's rude as hell. It's unbecoming of yourself, and it's totally unfair to that person right there. And it's fucking bullshit.
And I feel like if that's the case where they have to come out and be like, hey, you tell them your secret, that's more or less them need to looking at
got
themselves in the mirror.
Yeah.
Like they got their own personal issue.
Yeah.
It's like
Oh, he
you need
definitely
to
has
address
some
it.
issues.
You know, like you need
He's
to
an
address
asshole.
that because
That's-
if you're bothered enough to be triggered and be like, hey, did you tell me your secret? Like,
Yo, my eyes twitching. That was super annoying. Like that's how bad it was. I'm like,
No,
I would hate
that legit was upsetting, and
Yeah.
for a person like me, like
that's
first
a
of all-
reflection of them, and it's like,
first of
hey,
all,
you need to address
Yeah,
that.
I care about this employee as a person first. I don't give a fuck about the employee status.
Yeah.
Second of all, I respect their privacy and their personal space. If she didn't want to disclose that, she didn't have to disclose that, and it's not your job to do that.
Right.
Not your job to do that at all.
Right.
Well,
So let me ask you this, Steph. I like the fighter mindset, right? I like combat fighters, okay, or combat athletes, okay. Do you remember the first time you kicked the shit out of somebody?
Yes.
And how did that feel?
Dude.
It's a fucking amazing feeling.
Okay, so like in competitive kickboxing, especially like in our league, because it was so well known, like this particular league again is like third in the world. You know, we would sometimes train and do tournaments in Juarez, Mexico. Like you get the grunginess of fighting, like the full experience, and I loved that. You know, like, but it was me and maybe one other girl on the whole team always. Like maybe two girls, and the rest are guys. So how did I win world titles was probably because I was kicking guys' asses.
Yeah.
It was so funny because I can't recall the first time, because I was fighting since I was 6. I don't really know the first time I like remember like an intense moment. Time that a guy got really pissed off that I was actually kicking his ass.
Whooping that ass.
Oh, like we're fighting. It was like 3 weeks before a nationals, which nationals rank you to go to world titles. So it's really important. So 3 weeks before, you're fighting hard, but you're also aware like I need to baby my hands and maybe my body a little bit because I need to be prime, you know, for this moment of fighting. So anyway, like I'm fighting this dude. Same weight class, a little, probably a year older than me, and I'm going at it. Like, I'm not going to take it easy. Like, I'm literally in, like, it's like those gymnasts that you see growing up, and they're like, just eat, sleep, gym. That's how it was. So I wasn't fucking around, you know. So we're fighting. The rounds are going by, and I roundhouse kick him to the face, which is like
I told you, Chuck Norris. I fucking called it. Let's go. Yeah, keep going.
And I roundhouse kick him to the face, which anyone who doesn't know what a roundhouse is, it's the like outside of your foot. So it's hard. Bam.
Yeah.
You know, and so he like falls back, and he illegally checked my foot as I was kicking, and he bam, jabbed my face. Like right square in my face, which if you are smart, you won't do that right 3 weeks before nationals.
Right.
This dude like hits me so hard, broke my nose, blood gushing out. I'm like, oh shit. And like, you know, I was mad.
Yeah.
I think that I was like probably 14 years old or 15. And I remember it was the first time I like cussed really loud in front of a big group of adults. I like got up. I didn't even care. Like, if you guys, have you broken a nose? Like it hurts, but I think your adrenaline's so intense that you're like, oh, like, what the hell? So I get up and there's a pool of blood and I went, fuck you. I'm like 14. And there's adults in there, like all the parents. And I was like, oh. And that's it. Like it was crazy because he was mad that I checked him. Like he was just pissed off.
I think every athlete,
I was like, bro.
Regardless of what sport you do, you always have that one
one
fight that you go to.
Yep.
It's that moment.
Oh,
that you really think about.
So I prepped for Worlds for like a solid 3 years, and the actual fight that mattered to go on to Worlds, right? Because it's kind of like Mortal Kombat. You're fighting your rank up. I didn't have a rank at this time. I was new to the game, so I'm fighting my way up into to place first, second, third. I think I had fought at least eight fights back to back.
Damn.
Like the endurance, my endurance now compared to that is nada. Like that's
It's funny how she brought up Mortal Kombat before.
Yeah, we were
she-
talking about that, right? Yeah.
He doesn't
Man,
know Mortal Kombat.
yeah, I do. I know Mortal Kombat.
He
Don't
only
do
knows
me like that.
Sub-Zero and Scorpion.
That's it.
Those are the most badass characters on the whole in the universe, on the show, the movie. Leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah.
Hey, we really appreciate having you. We got to run out of here. I really hate to close off like that, for real. Like we need to have her back.
Yeah, we will.
We got a whole nother side of you talking about your fights and everything like that. Pete, close us out, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, I can't emphasize this enough. Remember, until you've walked into anybody's shoes, you really don't know what their life is about. Easier said than done. Please practice empathy. Empathy for not only yourself, empathy for others. Again, of course, you're here with Joe. You're here with Griff. This is Steph. My name is Peter. Please remember to be brave with your life.